Just how tense were those final laps?
I think the really leading up to like 10 to go was more tense than anything. I got to the 1 and obviously as a teammate to the 11, so just a bunch of air blocking behind him, and as soon as I passed him, he just rolled over for the 11. So that was the biggest hurdle I had to deal with. And you know, the 11 got the top working pretty well in 3 and 4, and I just had to cover that a couple times. But once Lane got there, it really just made it to where I could extend a gap and get some breathing room. So I'd say really leading up to 10 to go and dealing with that truck was the most tense parts of tonight, of the last stage, I guess.
We'll go next to Jeff Lark here, then to Dustin.
Obviously, coming in this year outside the playoff picture, you needed a win like this. Were you feeling up to this point in the season? Were you feeling that pressure? Were you feeling like a win was going to come? What was your level of confidence that a win like tonight was going to happen?
Yeah, I honestly didn't expect it tonight. I think you know, I was 21 points out before, and Wilkesboro, I got involved in that last lap break when I was in 6th, and Kansas I sped when we ran top 5, top 10 all night. So evaporated those 2 finishes, I believe we would be in the top 10 anyway on points. But that's we can't go back in time obviously, but I think for me, I didn't really feel any external pressure. I just knew the importance of just executing clean nights, and we did that at Charlotte, and just knowing that like, all right, I may not have a winning piece tonight, so let's not mess it up and make the most of what that's going to be, right? If it's 6, that's 6 for the night. If that's 3rd, and make the most of it. 12th, try to get 10th, but not take myself out of it. So outside of Kansas, I've done a decent job of that this year, so I'm glad to put it all together tonight.
Go to Dustin and then to Steven.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Rajah, what is the difference between being a 2-time winner and a 1-time winner? How significant is that to be now a multi-time winner in this series?
Yeah, it's a big deal, Dustin. I think just to not be a one-win wonder. Honestly, like a lot of guys win one race and that's it. They just kind of become a stalemate. So I think, especially with how, honestly, I feel like things have kind of have gone down a little bit since last year, and I'm glad to just put it together tonight and thankful for that. So now we've got 2, we're in the playoffs, and we can start stacking some points to go into the postseason and make a run at this thing.
It's a long season, but was there a fear that like the performances weren't good enough to do more things in advance, or you don't worry about things like that?
No, I really wasn't tripping on it. My team is Spire Motorsports, and I think that it's a winning caliber truck team and soon to be in the Cup Series. So I don't expect anything less than that. So I knew that whether we won tonight or not, I expected to get back in the top 10 in points, but it's always nice to get a win, and thankful to earn that tonight.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Rajah, I'm going to tie this back to something that we talked about before you went to Vegas. You know, after you got your first career win last year, you talked about how you kind of were too quick to dismiss and minimize that accomplishment and just kind of move on to the next thing. And that when the next time you won, you were going to make more of an effort to kind of cherish and celebrate. Do you feel like you've done that? I know it's been only maybe an hour or so, but do you feel like you're doing that so far? And you know, how much more are you going to devote to celebrating this one?
Yeah, Stephen, definitely I am. It's nice to celebrate with my homeboy Jordan that drove up from Birmingham, Alabama with his pops, and my dad here, my girlfriend here, and just really the team around me. So excited to go home, spend some family time, and then get back to work on Monday. But I'm definitely savoring it more than last year, because I think I just was kind of just, like I said, just ready to go to the next thing, and I'm definitely taking it all in tonight.
The other thing about this is that 2 years ago, you took the lead in this race, had a great truck, and it broke immediately as you took the lead. I think like a lap afterwards. Does tonight feel like you were able to get one back from this place? Or?
Yeah, I'd say so. I was thinking about that all morning. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I was thinking about that all pretty much the week leading up to this race, and really just the whole day. Just because that year, it wasn't similar to this year, but it was the rookie year of rookie years of just wreck after bad results and no speed, right? And Grant would go and, you know, win races, right? And I just was figuring it out and show up here for the first time and, you know, qualify third and take the lead from Nick, who's obviously in Xfinity now, Zane, a champion, Carson, a multi-time winner, and to have it kind of just taken away there was really a bummer. But I thought about that a lot going into the night, so definitely nice to get one back. I never feel like anything's deserved, but it definitely feels nice to get a triumph here.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rajah. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, beat the Pacers, man.
We'll go to Chris and then back to Jeff.
Chris Knight, GetTrans.com. Rajah, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series goes back to Michigan International Speedway next weekend. How do you feel about Michigan, and do you feel like you can do back-to-back?
Yeah, Chris, I don't know. I haven't been to Michigan in probably 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's probably changed that much. I mean, I watch every race every week, every practice session, right? So it's not as big of a shock going to a new place. I'm excited for, I guess on the topic of new tracks for the trucks this year. You know, I've been to Watkins Glen, I've been to Loudon and Xfinity, I've run the Roll in Xfinity, so I feel like that's something that kind of gives me a leg up, you know, going into the postseason. But as far as Michigan next week, I mean, it's kind of just business as usual. I felt like the simulator tools we used this week were pretty dead nuts to what it was in real life, and that kind of gives me some positive outlook looking into Michigan next week. So, yeah.
We talked to you in Vegas when it was like the 1 year anniversary. You had a media session, and you were talking about the pressure not getting to you. You said your approach was it's not that deep, and you were able to try to take it.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, you were able to take the emotion out of it and treat it like it wasn't as big a deal. Even though, I know you said that at the time, I assume it wasn't any different now, but how do you avoid that when the winless streak keeps going? Like I said, you've fallen out of the top 12 in points, all that stuff, and here you are in a late race situation. You know, you got the Sunday guy, future Sunday guy behind you, all that stuff. Like, you still were unflappable, but how?
I'd like to think I'm a future Sunday guy, I would hope.
Well, you had another one then behind you.
Yeah, I didn't mean that in a snarky or anything, but I think overall, I just kept my faith up personally. You know, through the ups and downs of the season, and really poured into the people around me, and just focused on the things that are kind of in my control. So whether that's treating a sim session like it's a practice session in real life, to in each workout hard, to driving the pit practice truck with my guys, you know, every other week, to the personal time I take for myself. I think I just try to do stuff with intention, so that way it doesn't feel like the end of the world, right? When you have that pressure and that opportunity there in front of you.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Fronstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Fronstretch fans can use promo code Fronstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
Steven Stump of Fronstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.